What's going on, everybody? Happy New Year to you. It's one of those random, nice January days where it's like 55 or 60 degrees out, and I went down my normal path, but I can go no further because the river has overflowed the area. All of the snow is melting or starting to melt, and everything is just a complete swamp. The swamps of sadness have completely overtaken everything down here, so I can go no further, at least not with what I'm wearing right now. I need the four-wheelers like the last people that came through here. So I don't have that. So I'm going to record from here. Camera's on a tree. It might fall into the ground. I don't know. But anyways, guys, I wanted to talk about a more serious topic today. And that is the topic of loneliness. Now, loneliness is something that I think everybody deals with at least one point in their lives or another, but some people deal with it for much longer periods of time. You know, you might have a moment in your life where you're dealing with it, but some people deal with it for years or decades, and it can be one of the most internally destructive things that exist out there when you really feel like you don't have anybody. And this video is going to be a couple of pieces, a couple tips, a couple pieces of motivation of what you can do if you are feeling within that loneliness state and ways that it can benefit you. But I wouldn't start this video without acknowledging the fact that we have to take into account that loneliness just does suck. Like, it does. All right, like it is something that can really, really destroy you. And you know, there's no kind of beating around the bush with that. However, there are definitely benefits to it, which I'm going to get into in this video as well. But I want to just acknowledge the fact that, yes, it does suck. So your feelings are valid. It's not like you should enjoy it. You should embrace this as the greatest time in your life. No, it does suck, man. I think it sucks the most at night. That's when I think it sucks the most, because during the day, if you have momentum, you're getting shit done, you know, you kind of feel okay. But those last like 2-3 hours before you go to bed and you realize you don't have anybody to talk about your day, nobody to text, nobody to share things with, and just, you know, it does suck, man. Like, so straight up, 100%, loneliness does suck. But there are some things that you can do to use it to your benefit, and that's what I want this video to be. I want to send a positive message, and I want to go into 2023 being even more positive, getting ourselves up, making ourselves stronger, making ourselves wiser, doing more self-reflection, that kind of stuff. So sorry if this isn't the usual content that you want to see on this channel, but I think it's important. And I think now that I have nearly 100,000 subscribers, a bigger audience, I think it's more important to share these ideas than ever before. So I've always done videos like this dating back to like 2014, but now I think it's even more important to do so. So if you're dealing with loneliness, here are a couple tips that I think you can use it to your benefit. Number one is that without the obligation of, say, dealing with like a family or kids or a big social group, or, you know, if you're stuck by yourself, it is the perfect time for self-improvement and self-reflection. You know, without the trappings of life, without other things, because there's some people that just can't do it. They just simply don't have the time, or they don't think about it, or some people are too afraid to do it. We all know people that get into relationships just because they don't know how to be alone with themselves, or they'll get into a placeholder relationship, you know, somebody they don't really care about, but they'll be with for a while before they move on to the next person, and they never allow themselves that chance of self-reflection because some people are too afraid to deal with the fact of being lonely, right? To deal with that, being isolated with yourself, realizing things about yourself. But I think it's an important kind of rite of passage of life. I think everybody should deal with that kind of loneliness and isolation for a while in life, just to kind of understand themselves, what they think, what they believe, what they stand for, you know, what they want to accomplish in life. And I think being lonely allows you that time to do that. I think it's something maybe the universe gives you, and it's for you to figure out what to do with that time. And you know, you can either go the self-destructive route, or you can use it to improve. And I think if you do use it to improve, you know, it gives you the time to focus more on your physical health. It gives you time to focus on making time for the gym. It gives you time to focus on making your money however you want to do that. If you want a side hustle, if you want to look for a better job, if you want to move from here to there, because you have the freedom to do that without things locking you down. You have the freedom to do that. And you also have the freedom for self-reflection. And I think that this is the most important thing. So I haven't been meditating the way that I should, but really what it comes down to is kind of understanding yourself and understanding what are the things that make you mad, and why do you get mad about it. Like, instead of just getting mad about something and just going with the emotion and letting that rule you, be the observer in the back of your mind. Like, recognize that you're mad. Okay, you know, don't judge yourself for being mad. Say, okay, I am mad, but then try to figure out what is the reason. What is the actual true reason why you are mad? Because it's probably not the thing that happened. It's probably something that triggers, that goes back to either childhood or an insecurity about yourself. all of this kind of shit. And I'm not the guy, you know, I'm not like a therapist or anything, so I'm not the guy to teach it to you, but research this stuff, you know, research what it means to look internally and self-reflect and understand what makes you feel particular ways. And if you are by yourself, you have the time to do this. And if you don't use that time to your benefit, then years will pass and then you will be right where you were before. Like, being lonely is a time to progress. You have the time to do it. You have no distractions. You only have yourself, and you can use that to destroy you, or you can use that to build yourself. And I think that's the most important thing. So you can use it as your benefit. And yes, it's gonna suck, and let it suck. Let it suck, okay? Yeah, of course it sucks. But that's your struggle, that's your training, that's your journey. That's like, it's supposed to suck. You know, it's supposed to suck. Like, not everything in life is meant to be happy and sunshine all the time. Sometimes you got to go through real darkness to get to the other end, you know, and not give up on yourself in the meantime. So use it to progress, use it to figure out what you want to do, plan where you want to go, what you want to do, what moves you want to make, how you want to make your money, how you want to do your fitness, how you want to do this and that. Like, focus on what kind of relationship you actually want to build, whether it be with friends or, you know, in a romantic relationship. Focus on what kind of person do you want. Don't just take the first person that shows you attention. Actually, like, really think, what would you want long term? You know, you spent this long building yourself. Why would you just take the first thing that comes without really reflecting on if it's something that's going to help you in your future? So, you know, you really have this time to self-reflect and to build yourself. And if you're not using your loneliness, your time, your isolation to do that, it's a complete disservice to your future self. So I think that's 100% the most important thing. Second thing about like dealing with loneliness is you start to find out who your true friends are. And for anybody that's younger that's watching me, you know, if you're at end of high school or early 20s, you might be like me, where you kind of use your friends as a distraction. And I didn't know I was using my friends as a distraction at the time, but self-reflecting and looking back, that's what it was, because I was never building myself. I was never making myself better. I was never kind of making that foundation and becoming a better person. Instead, I would just use the distraction of going out and partying with my friends and doing things with my friends and, you know, wondering where the next, you know, house party is gonna be and things like that. But none of that stuff does anything. Like, you might create some good memories, and I'm not saying never do it, obviously. Like, have fun with your friends. Yes, have fun with your friends. But as you get older, you realize who your true friends really are. And what I mean by that is people that are going to be with you ride or die, whether you become a millionaire or whether you become homeless. Like, the people are going to still be your friends no matter what. Friends start to kind of dissipate as you get older, as I noticed. As I went through my 20s and entered my 30s, some friends just, you just go different paths, and it's not like anything bad happens between you. It's just like they form a family over there and you do that over there, or they move to a different state over there, and it just happens naturally. But if you're so dependent on that early on, and then it dissipates and then you're stuck by yourself, you realize that you didn't make any moves to kind of do anything after that. And that's where I was, and it really fucked me up for a while, because I didn't feel like I had an identity for myself. I didn't know who I was or what I wanted, because I just spent all this time just like, as long as I'm having fun with my friends, that's all that matters. And it just didn't. And then when I was thrown into loneliness later, you realize a lot of them weren't your friends like that. They were friends, but sometimes you have friends for a time period, and then they go on and do different things, and that's fine, and that's normal. And you realize how much more normal that is as you get older. Like, you know, I wouldn't wish anything bad about any of these people, you know, but we don't talk. We don't talk, we don't hang out. Maybe once in a while there's like a comment on a Instagram post or something, but that's it. But that's normal, and you shouldn't be mad about that. That's what happens with life. Through life, you know, there's a quote from a movie I love, Before Sunset, where they say, you know, when you're younger, you think that there's going to be many people in life you get attached to, or many people in life that you connect to. But as you get older, you realize it only happens a couple of times. And I think that's true. And I think that's true with true, honest friendship. I think that's true with dating and relationships. I think that you think there's going to be all of these people and all of these connections. And sometimes, yeah, but they're acquaintances and stuff. But then there's like 3 or 4 people, maybe through a lifetime, that are actually like ride or die friends. So that's something you're going to notice as well. Now, anything else I want to say about it is that it's not the end. And what I mean by that is everything in life is temporary. And that's something you find out too as you get older. That guy chopping down that tree with a chainsaw, that's temporary. Eventually there will be no tree. Every stage of your life, everything that you go through, everything is always constantly moving. Everything's always changing. Relationships are always developing. People are doing different things. Life goes on. Life doesn't stop for any one person. And so you might feel super lonely and isolated now, but understand that this is a period of your life. And for some people, it goes on a lot longer than others. And trust me, I know. All right. I've felt lonely for my entire life, pretty much. But I've still had great moments. I've still had great connections, and I've still made great memories with people. And I don't believe that your current state or my current state is the end, because nothing ends until it ends. And there's plenty of more, progress to be made over time. So just understand that where you are in life is temporary. And where you progress is up to you. And it is a lot of pressure, but if you take it day by day, and every day you just do the best that you possibly can, then a year from now, your life will look way different than it did a year ago. But if you don't use that time to progress, like I said, and you just you let it destroy you from within. Oh God, my camera's gonna die. And you let it destroy you from within, then a year will pass and you'll be the same. You can learn a lot about yourself from isolation, from loneliness. And if you're going through it right now, that's what I recommend that you do. I recommend that you really focus on the internal, realize why you react certain ways to certain things, realize what you can do, how you can benefit yourself, how you can improve yourself. And truly, the more that you improve yourself, the more people that you will attract. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. I know it's a really cheesy saying, but as you go through life, you realize that that's true. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. So look at the kind of people that are around you. Look at the kind of people that want to be in your life. And then you can kind of gauge where you're at too. So anyways, this video has gone on way too long. Anyways, guys, if you are experiencing loneliness and all of that, I want you to know that my heart goes out to you. I feel for you. I'm with you. I've experienced it myself. And if you're going through something really, really difficult, I can't guarantee how quickly I can reply, but my DMs are open, Twitter, Instagram, Discord. That's where people can get a hold of me. And, I'm more than happy to do what I can. But again, I'm not a therapist or anything. So I can only share what I've done and what's worked for me. But everybody's life situation is different. But I think there are core fundamentals that do apply to everybody. But anyways, guys, video's gone on too long, so let me know how you're doing. Share your stories down below, maybe a period of time that you were, what you did with it, how you overcame it, or maybe other tips and tricks to kind of help the other people that are out there dealing with feeling lonely right now. So thanks for watching this video, guys. Happy New Year to you. More real talks. Let me know if you have any other topics that you'd like me to cover, because I'm more than willing to. And thanks for watching, guys. Peace out. See you next time.